Now let's talk about what a proportion is. A proportion is an equation that states two ratios are equal. Okay, and the way you're going to see these ratios are in fractions. So a proportion is written as A over B equals C over D. Okay, so we have two ratios that look like fractions equal to each other. That is a proportion. And so we're going to actually use the cross product property when we're solving these equations, which means you're going to multiply across and set each side where you multiply across equal to each other. So this is the property for any proportion AD equals BC. You're going to multiply across your proportion. And then you will solve for whatever variable you're needing to solve for. So let's solve each of these using the cross product property. Let's look at number 11 first. I'm going to multiply across, and I will get 4 times 7 equals 2 times x. Now, of course, this could be switched, and it'd still be equivalent. But either way, we'll get 28 equals 2x, and divide by 2, x equals 14, or 14 equals x. Okay, and now to check your answer if you want, you could plug in for x and you would get 4 over 14, right? Does that reduce to 2 over 7? If you divide each one by 2, yes it does. So you can always check your work with proportions. Okay, let's look at 12. Multiply across, and I get 12 times 19, or 19 times 12, equals 10 times x. That's 228 equals 10x. 22.8 equals x when you divide by 10 there. Okay, and another way to check your work, I know we have a decimal, but you could plug in 19 divide by 10 and see what decimal you get. This is another way to check your answer. So 19 divided by 10, that would give me 1.9. Okay, and if I did 22.8 divided by 12, I also get 1.9. So that's another way to check your work. If you plug in the value and then make sure the decimal is the same on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, 13. So this one with x, we now have a binomial, so not just x. When you have that, you need to group it up because we're going to multiply that across with the 19, and I want to write it like this, 19 times the quantity of x minus 1, so I don't forget to distribute, okay? So make sure you group up any binomial you have before you cross multiply. So that will equal 6 times 13. Okay, so that gives me 19x minus 19 equals 78. Add 19 to both sides. 19x equals 97. Divide by 19. X equals 5.1. Okay. Number 14. So group it up again. The x plus 4, because it's a binomial. So I will have 5 times x plus 4 equals 19 times 17. That gives me 5x plus 20 equals 323. Okay, so 5x equals 303. And dividing by 5, I get x equals 60.6. Okay. All right, let's look at 15. 15 and 16. If you think you can get those on your own, go ahead and try them. If not, I will still show you. So pause the video if you want to try it on your own and check your answer. Okay, so for 15, I'm getting 20 times 2x minus 9 equals 9 times 10. Okay, so it's 40x minus 180 equals 90. 40x equals 270. X equals 6.75. All right, 16. Multiply across here, and I get 18 times 3x plus 4 equals 12 times 15. Okay. And now 54x plus 72 equals 180. Okay, 54x equals 108. Divide both sides by 54, and x equals 2. Okay, so 17 and 18 are a little different because we have two binomials in our proportion. So, like we said, anytime there's a binomial, just group it up before you cross multiply. Okay, so we'll actually have to distribute twice here. Let me just focus on this one. So this will be 18 times x minus 20 equals 3 times x minus 11. Okay. So that gives me 18x minus 360 equals 3x minus 33. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides, and at the same time add 360, add 360. So that way I get x's on one side, 16x, and numbers on the other side. 18 minus 3 would be 15x. And then negative 33 plus 360 is 327. Okay, so divide both sides by 15, 21.8. Okay, 18. Same idea here. We have two binomials. So now cross multiply. And we will get 6 times 3x plus 3 equals 7 times x plus 16 plus 16. So 18x plus 18 equals 7x plus 7 times 16 is 112. Okay, now move all your x's to one side and all your numbers to the other. So we're kind of doing two steps in the equation solving at once, and I'll get 11x equals 94. Divide both sides by 11, and x equals 8.5.